Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending where you are watching me from. My name is Joshua, and I bring you teachings on real estate and property. Today, we are going to be dealing on very essential topic, which is property documentation. As a realtor, as a agent, as someone aspiring to come into real estate and property, you need to know property documentation. It's very, very important. So now we say that property documentation legally prove one, it proves ownership. Secondly, it proves transfer rights. It transfers rights. Then, thirdly, access to financing. Property documentation proves access to financing. Then, now we are going to be looking at this property documentation. Number one is what we call the title. A title is legal right to own and use a property. A title gives you legal right to own and use a property. Number two is deed. A deed is a written legal document that transfers the title of a property from one person to another. A deed is a written legal document that transfers the title of a property from one person to another. Like you have the types of deeds, which is deed of assignment. It transfers ownership from the seller to the buyer. Then you have the deed of lease, when you want to lease out your property for a specific number of years. That deed is called the deed of lease. Then you have the deed of gift. When you gift out your property, you have deed of gift. And you have the deed of mortgage. When you mortgage a property to a financial institution and you want to do a property documentation on it, you have deed of mortgage. Then number three is certificate of occupancy. You normally hear C of O. That's the highest you can get as far as land is concerned here in Nigeria and other African countries. Certificate of occupancy. And we said that certificate of occupancy issued by government is issued by government, usually valid for 99 years. In Nigeria, it's usually valid for 99 years. Then number four is right of occupancy. Before certificate of occupancy, you can get R of O, which is right of occupancy. Then right of occupancy, this is a lesser document than C of O. Secondly, commonly issued at state or local government level. Like the three arms of government, we have the federal, the state, and the local government. This R of O is commonly issued by state or local government. Then again is that it can be converted to C of O. R of O can be converted to C of O. Are we together? Then number five is survey plan. Survey plan, this is a drawing that shows the actual size and shape of the land. Is a drawing that brings out the actual size, the boundaries, the shape of the land. Its location, it also brings us the location of the land. Like when you want to do survey plan, they ask you, where is the land located? Who is the owner of the land? Where is the surname of the people that owns the land, and all that. This is essential or vital information needed to compute survey plan. Then under the survey plan, the coordinates and boundaries. The survey plan also reveals the coordinates of the property, the land in question now, the land, and the coordinates and the location of the land. Then we go over to number six, receipt of payment. Receipt of payment. Receipt of payment always collected. This when buying land or property. Always, it means always collect receipts when you buy a land or property. It is the first issued proof that you bought a land. Is the receipt, or you bought a property, is the receipt of payment. Is the receipt of payment. Then under the receipt of payment, you ask as proof that you have paid. Don't pay for a property and you leave without collecting the receipt. The receipt acts as a proof that you actually paid for this property. Then under the receipt of payment should contain seller's name. What the receipt of payment should contain: the seller's name, buyer's name, amount that you paid, date that you paid, the land description, the size, the location, the boundary of the land. Then witness, the people that were there when you paid, and the signature. The signatures, your signature, the signature of the buyer, the signature of the seller, the signature of the witness must be there. Then number seven is governor's consent. Governor's consent is among the property documentation. Then under this governor's consent, required under the Land Use Act of 1978 Nigeria Constitution. governor's consent. After a deed of assignment is signed, you must get governor's consent to make the transaction legal. It's very important, but people don't really care about this. What they care about is to purchase land, get the survey plan, and get the deed of assignment is over. It's also important you go and get the governor consent that this land belongs to you. Then number 8 is other supporting documents. Other supporting document, like you can say you want the power of attorney. The power of attorney, if someone is acting on behalf of the actual owner, that's if somebody is acting on the behalf of the actual owner, then the power of attorney comes in. Then extension letter. Extension letter for land originally belonging to a village, letter recognized by the government, then you get extension letter. So with this, I hope that you have gained knowledge on property documentation. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like and comment. Thank you and God bless you.